Hey everyone, Official Guy Reviews here with you one more time. I wanted to stop in near the end of this work week for you and continue on our fitness journey here on products that I've found as kind of just your average everyday Joe that have really helped me along my fitness journey. This time it's something that I've probably tried to tackle, 5, 10, 15 times in my life where I need to get fit and I need to lose weight and I need to be in better shape so I can live longer and be around longer for my little one. So this time is the most successful I've ever been at it. Going into November, I was around 250 pounds, just over, and as of right now, I am currently sitting at between 200 and 205 pounds. So we're right around 50 pounds of weight loss so far, and I can attribute a lot of that to a few big changes in my life that have finally made things successful for me. So I want to share those a little bit with you. So with the power blocks that you saw in my last review last week, to add to that, we're going to go into the supplement sort of side a little bit here. I have the InstaKetones from the IK Diet and the Julian Bakery here. That is has been a great dietary supplement for me. I just wanted to go over it with you because it is expensive. These exogenous ketones are very expensive for what I would expect for your day-to-day. I mean, you can get a massive jug of protein powder for less probably than the price of this, or pre-workout supplements. All that kind of stuff is significantly cheaper a lot of the time. These guys here, this for me Canada wise was $69.99 Prime on Amazon, delivered to my door. It did come in 2 days. It does say that it is made in the United States here, so it was nice and quick, right to the door. This is the Orange Burst. It is caffeine free, as you can see there. So if you are the type of person who runs into issues with caffeine sensitivity, this will help you out a lot. Serving wise, you're around 45, if I can get it to focus here for you, 45 calories per serving on this. Okay, so it's definitely not too bad as far as calories or anything goes, although if you are on the keto diet, you're not usually worried too much about calories and counting all that kind of stuff. But what does InstaKetones do for you? So basically what this does is it gives you an instant serving of ketones through BHB here. As you can see there, 11.7 grams of BHB, that's beta hydroxybutyrate, and that is the maximum amount of uptake your body can take in per serving, apparently, according to the science they've done. So it's basically, its goal when you're running, obviously, on the keto diet is to deplete yourself of glycogen in your muscles and whatnot so that you start to become keto adapted, in which you're going to start converting fats into ketones, which is going to be your primary source of energy. By default, a lot of us pretty much run on carbs as energy, which are converted to glycogen. Whereas with the ketone diet, the goal is by essentially starving yourself of carbohydrates, you're going to supplement that with fat. The fat is then converted into ketones, in which you use to fuel your body. That's my layman's terms as far as I understand it. I'm not a professional with this, just that's as far as I've gotten thus far. So what this does for me is I found that it's done a really good job of, one, if you are getting into the idea of the keto lifestyle, the keto diet, there is a thing you've probably read all about on the internet called the keto flu. And it's something that everybody experiences differently. Some people don't run into it at all. Some people have it brutally for a few days. And some people it's in the middle. For me, it was around the middle. A couple days of just feeling super lethargic, super weak, kind of flu-like, that feeling you get when you're just achy and weak feeling a couple days before you get hit with the flu. It did exactly the same kind of feel to me. All of my sets for working out dropped. My weights dropped. I just couldn't do it. So basically that was back in November. What happened was I wanted to try these to see if they would help that effect. They're said to help that effect. So come Christmas time, obviously, I ended up breaking out of my keto diet a little bit there, of course, through Christmas and whatnot. And coming back into it, these guys here were a supplement for me to try and help me through that keto flu, see if it actually worked. And honestly, it completely did. I'll say that I didn't feel any of the weakness or lethargy that I had previously. I mean, obviously, I may have been slightly more adapted, but I definitely was kicked out of fully out of ketosis through Christmas break. So it definitely helped along with that. The other side of it, too, is they say that it helps with your workouts. If you take it about a half hour before, you take a scoop, and that'll help. It basically, by kicking those ketones into your system here. They say it changes your measurements had changed by about 2 on your scale for your ketone meter within half hour to 40 minutes, and that is scientifically proven that it does function on this guy here. So that's good news. It's taking effect like it says it's going to, and kicking in that ketosis as fast as possible, which is always great. I did find that I had a little bit more mental clarity at the gym if I did take that half hour before. I wanted to get off the idea of the pre-workout and just mass caffeine, so this was the route I went, and I found that once I was adapted a little more, like keto adapted, where I'm definitely using ketones as my main source of energy, it had a great effect as far as going to the gym. Those last few reps weren't quite as hard. It wasn't explosive. I mean, I've definitely had pre-workouts that were like, oh my god, I got that crazy pump in there. It doesn't do that, obviously, but I did just feel that little bit more clear, and a little bit more consistent in my workouts, and that level of energy just seemed to be there quite a bit smoother for me. So they did seem to work for that for me. Now, one thing I will make note of here, if you aren't familiar with these guys here, at least my basic understanding of it is they have to bind these guys to something. They bind them to salt, the BHB. So this is not a good tasting compound. All the reviews I've read before I ordered these specific ones did state that this was one of the best tasting of these, the exogenous ketones. However, it is not good tasting. It's not bad tasting, but it's definitely an acquired taste. It was more just getting through the drink than enjoying it and looking forward to it. Some of those pre-workouts and whatnot, you're just like, this is delicious. It's like drinking juice, but this is probably not going to be the case for this. You would definitely be unique if that was how you were feeling about them. But basically, it's kind of like a crunched up, almost like Alka-Seltzer pill. Just the saltiness kind of feel. Now, the nice thing is, I feel like if I had a flavor that was more like sweetness expected, like a chocolate or whatever, or even like a sweeter fruit, like a strawberry or something, this would be really out of place, because that salt flavor mixed with what you expect to be sweet would be very shocking. Orange, I find it's a little less of a surprise to your palate. I mean, the oranges, with them being such a bright flavor as it is, it's not so weird to have that salty flavor, but do not get these expecting to have some delicious flavor that you just love so much. It's not the case. You get through it. It's okay. The smell of it is great. It smells kind of like a creamsicle. It smells, you can even smell it through the package here. It's really, really, really good smelling, but it will shock your taste buds. Prepare yourself. The other side of it too, if you want to be a hero here, it does say in your first couple samples to make sure that you are taking the time to take a smaller portion. So the first 4 days, work your way up gradually from half a scoop to 1 full scoop per serving. You'll see there can be consumed 1 to 3 times a day, 15 to 30 minutes after eating, spaced out every 4 hours, and then half an hour before exercise. Don't consume carbohydrates, starches, etc. Within 4 hours of the serving, which makes natural sense, because why would you want to be doing that when you're trying to be in a ketogenic state? So that's pretty self-explanatory. However, it does have a disclaimer that it could cause nausea and that kind of thing, upset stomach, if you're not properly using it. Now, I did want to try and be a hero because I wanted to give this a full sample for you guys here, so I just did a full scoop right off the hop. I will say it wasn't the greatest of feelings in the stomach. It's kind of a bloated, painful feeling where you're gassy, but there's not anything there for you to help relieve that. You just got to kind of tough it out. It definitely wasn't a pleasant experience. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't crippling. It just was uncomfortable, I would say, with that, as far as like the intestinal tract kind of feel of this. And it didn't last that long. Once it took effect, I would say I had maybe 10 minutes of pain, maybe 15 of kind of like discomfort. Like, I say pain, not pain, just discomfort. You just feel kind of ugh. Outside that, though, it was fine, and very quickly after that, it didn't affect me too much. Now, I didn't take it heavily. I wasn't doing the maximum usages per day. I used it almost as a pre-workout and to assist in keeping myself in a ketogenic state as long as possible. If there was something where I was a little worried about the carbs in it or something, I would have this. And I feel like it did seem to help out with that. that. It definitely, like I said, it does take effect within half hour to 40 minutes, and regardless of which way you slice it, it will up your reading by 2 in your blood within that period of time. So it's definitely functional in that regard. As far as mental acuity and that kind of stuff, I did find it was pretty helpful for me. Again, it's not, like your limitless pill. It did definitely clear me up a little bit, and it gave me a bit of a boost of energy for sure. So if you are looking at trying to get away from a little bit more of the caffeine, try and get rid of that pre-workout that you're taking, it was a decent supplement. I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to replace a pre-workout and that pump you get and all that kind of stuff, because obviously it doesn't have all those things in it. However, it was a decent supplement, and I will give it credit. As far as overall features and whatnot, you can kind of see them right on the front of the package here. This guy is keto, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, and it's approved by the IK Diet Phase 1 and 2. Paleo, keto friendly, lactose free. It's got it all there. It's a patented system here, and you're looking at right around 30 servings per bag there. Obviously, it's not a cheap option. That's why I wanted to try and get this for you guys, to give you guys an idea of the review. Is this a miracle bullet? Is this going to solve all my problems? Can I cheat and be keto the next day? I'm going to say no. Obviously, that's not the goal. This is to assist alongside maintaining exercise. The IK diet is a full diet plan that you can check out online. I didn't follow that. I kind of ran my own route. However, it did definitely assist while I was maintaining. It's not recommended to buy this and be using crazy amounts of servings of this just to keep yourself in a ketogenic state, although it will state that scientifically, technically, it's apparently proven that it can help lower your glucose levels even if you maintain a non-keto diet with this supplementation. That's still kind of up in the air, but it is out there as a potential option. These guys here, it is sweetened with monk fruit. If you know that you're sensitive to monk fruit, just be cautious. It is a sugar substitute. It is 300 times sweeter than sugar, so it doesn't take a whole lot. And it's supposed to actually help with nausea and upset stomach. In Japan, it's known for that apparently. So it's not a bad little option. It's not sweet though. Don't expect it to be sweet. It's more of a bitter, salty, strange. It's very strange. It's a strange taste on your taste buds. It definitely throws you off a little bit, but it does the job. For $69.99, would I buy it again? I probably would, honestly, just for the I feel like if you're headed to the gym or whatnot, it's a good way to give you that little boost without having to do the pre-workout and all that kind of stuff. Give you a little bit clearer head. I had it a couple times before heading into a couple study situations, and it did seem to help out a little bit. Could it be a placebo effect? Maybe, but for me, it seemed to do okay for me. Again, the keto diet's been very good to me. I've really enjoyed it. It's something I felt, it seems, extreme to outsiders looking in, but it seems to be a lot simpler methodology for somebody who's always struggled with the best option for losing some weight. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Have you tried any of these exogenous ketones? Have you given any other flavors a shot or any other brands a shot? The one thing I will give the Julian Bakery credit for, as well as IK Diet, I tagged them on my Instagram as my sneak preview for this last week, and both of them replied in the comments, and very quickly within the same evening. So I do have to give them credit that they are active on their social media, which is always good to see. The last thing you want is to get a brand that's not cheap, and you're worried, oh, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Is the support there? And they're just completely ghost town on social media. So it was good to see that they're out there and they're active in the community, which is fantastic. So again, Canadian wise, $69.99, prime shipping. I got it on Amazon. Outside that, it looks like it's about $49.99 for you Americans down there, so not too bad as well. $20 price bump for the north of the border here. But let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you've experienced with it, if it worked for you, if it didn't work for you, if you're familiar with keto or if you're doing keto. Let me know your success stories. I want to hear how it's going down there for you. I know it's kind of the it diet right now, but it's just the first diet that's really truly worked for me so far, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I love it, and it just suits me really, really well. I've done a little bit of intermittent fasting and OMAD, the 1 meal a day here and there too throughout, and I find that this is a good little way to kind of give you a little bit to get you over that hump if you're doing a 16-8 or 24, 16 or 20 hour fast with a 4-hour or 8-hour eating period. I found that this was a good way to get over that midday hump for sure if you were relying mostly on black coffee and whatnot. So good little option here. check it out, see what you think. Let me know what you think, and if you've had any other experience with anything below. Otherwise, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. We are going to continue our fitness journey over the next couple reviews just on things that have really helped me with my 50-pound weight loss over the last 3 or 4 months, and see what you think. So thanks so much, guys. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you guys coming by, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.